Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just say it. I'll speak my truth. I'll state my needs. Just say it. Just claim it. Act as if know it's done. Just claim it. Just breathe. Breathe in faith. Breathe out fear. Just breathe. Just do it. 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 I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start today. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just trust myself. Trust my heart. Just trust. Love. I'm gonna give love. I'm gonna show love. Just love. Oh, faith. I have faith. All is well. I have faith. Just do it. 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 I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start today. Just talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just trust. Trust myself. Trust my heart. Just trust. Love. I'm gonna give love. I'm gonna show love. Just love. Ooh, faith. I have faith. All is well. I have faith. Just do it. 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 I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start today. Just do it. It's done.
We thought that was perfect for the power of strength. You'll hear a lot more about that during the service. So welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are an open and affirming community. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory, and we're so happy that you're here with us today. So let's take just a minute. To become fully present, to be here now, knowing that everything that led up to now is done, and everything that comes after now is not nearly as important as this moment. And so we give ourselves the gift of being fully present. No regrets, no worries, no to-do list, just here. Our minds are open, our hearts are open, our spirit is willing, and our soul is so ready for this time. And so we breathe. And as always, we enter into this experience with gratitude as we say thank you for this time to come apart for a while, to remember the truth of who we are, that we are spiritual beings having an incredible human experience. And we say thank you for whatever safe space you are in today, whether you are with us in body, right here and now in the sanctuary, or whether you are joining us through the ethers as Charles Fillmore used to like to say, and participating in that way. We are grateful. And finally, we are so grateful for one another, for this beloved community committed to making a difference in the world, to not only engaging in personal transformation, but in working toward the transformation of all, creating a world that works for all. And so it is. Amen. So last week we started a new thing. We started lighting a candle, and we got overwhelmingly positive response. So let's share in this together. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to hurt, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Divine Spirit. And now let's stand and sing.
We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the mothers who breathe with Mother Earth. We are the fathers blessed with a gentle strain, the sisters and brothers respected hand in hand, sons and the daughters who walk upon this sacred land. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the healers who hear the voice of truth. We are the elders whose wisdom guides our youth, the searchers and seekers with wings spread to the sun, shapers and builders whose work for peace is never done. And we are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We're givers of mercy, believers in grace, singers of great beauty, and keepers of the faith. We are the sailors who come back through the storm. We are the dreamers resting in God's arms, the dancers and lovers who move beneath the stars, the masters and teachers whose visions remind us who we are. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for.
Ooh, well done. That was awesome. Let's share together in our vision. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we are, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. Aww. And one of the ways we practice those principles is to honor wherever you are in your hugging journey. So if you want to hug, we will bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with the handshake, we will totally respect that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, trust me, we understand. And we will honor whatever bubble you create around yourself. Have a great time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Okay, here we go. Sing with us.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
The hug meeting, so I'm just going to touch on some super pertinent announcements, and then please do join us downstairs for what looks like an amazing fellowship and our monthly hug meeting. We have a ton of updates for you, so this is an important meeting. But first, our prayer chaplains for today are Charles Lee, Lisa Bechtel, and Jeff McFarland. You can tell who they are because they have on their lovely prayer stoles. They will be holding sacred space for us throughout the service today, and will also be available over in that nice private quiet corner if anyone would like one-on-one prayer. And as always, you can fill out a prayer request form on our little prayer table over there, and then just drop it into our sweet little church, and it will get added to the prayer list that gets sent to the prayer chaplains. Our next movie is next Friday night, and it is The Empire Strikes Back. What? No, not in costume. And then, of course, the talk on the following Sunday will be on the power of wisdom. and we will be exploring the wisdom of Yoda. And I'm actually super excited because I get to do a Star Wars wedding this year on May 4th. It's the little things, guys. Okay, following the hug meeting, we do have Unity 101, which is our first membership class. So if you want to be a voting member, or if you just need a primer or a reminder of what Unity is all about, please do come down for that. The deadline for the shirt and hat orders is today. If you have any questions, please talk to Joanne. We are taking orders for Mother's Day mugs. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today at the hug meeting is a Lyft update, and we have officially started our Lyft fundraising. Sherry made us a wonderfully creative visual for our fundraising that is at the back of the sanctuary. There are some pledge forms back there. The exciting news is that while we're starting the fundraising officially today, we already have $9,550 that is either pledged or already donated. We'll talk more about how that's going to work at the hug meeting. And Jeff just updated me that our first grant application is still in the running. They are still considering it. So prayers toward the grant process. And thank you, Jeff, so much for all the work you are putting into these grants. We are so grateful. All right. So for everything else, come to the hug meeting. All right. Miss Gwen, will you please read the daily word?
Indeed. Good morning. Today's daily word is appreciation, and I bow to you as I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the good in my life. When someone admires my efforts or thanks me for something helpful I've done, I'm happy to know I have blessed them. Recognizing how good it feels to be appreciated, I remember to express my gratitude and appreciation to the people who have blessed me. I appreciate my friends and family by nurturing those relationships. I appreciate my community by being a responsible citizen. I appreciate the natural beauty of the world by caring for it and taking time to enjoy it. The people, the places, and the things I appreciate become more precious to me as I discover each reflects God's presence and God's activity in a uniquely beautiful way. I am grateful to have so much to appreciate. And from Romans 12:10, love one another with mutual affection, outdo one another in showing honor.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is the time of our service where we consciously enter into that attitude of prayer. Let's take today's daily word into our prayer time. How powerful appreciation is. How different would our lives be if we were committed to outdoing one another in expressing appreciation? If instead of looking for what's wrong, looking for the next thing to complain about, we were willing to see how much we have in our lives to be appreciative of. To appreciate literally means to have value. So when we appreciate someone or something, we are saying, You have value. You have value in my life. You have value in our community. You have value in our world. What you do is important. And what we have to appreciate, what is right with the world, is so much greater than what is wrong. And when we can maintain that focus, that attitude of appreciation, of finding the value in every situation, our challenges seem smaller in comparison. We're not ignoring them. We're not minimizing them. But we're willing to find some small kernel of value in them. What can I learn? How can I grow? Where can I ask for help? Where can I value myself enough to ask for support with whatever we're going through? And so that's the energy we bring to our challenges this morning. Is there any value? And as always, we come together to share our joy, to share our gratitude, to share the happy moments in our lives. For in sharing them, we elevate them, we give them energy. And as we talked about last week, where our energy flows, grows. And so we commit to growing those things in our lives that we value, those people in our lives that we value. And we spread that commitment this morning through that golden web that connects us all, always. For we know that together or apart, we are always connected at the heart. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can
achieve. When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe.
In this time of fear, where prayer so often proved in vain, hope seemed like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here, a heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe.
When you believe.
Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill.
Hard to kill.
Who knows what miracles you can achieve?
You can achieve
when you believe. Somehow you will. You will when you believe. There can be miracles when you believe.
when you believe.
Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill.
It's hard to kill.
Who knows what miracles you can achieve?
You can achieve
when you believe. Somehow you will. Now you will. You will when you believe.
I don't know why that song always makes me cry. You know, I think of the context of, that came from The Prince of Egypt, right? And
Yes, one of the best movies ever. Sorry. I love
one of the best movies ever. Maybe I should add that to my Reel to Reel series. But it,
We just added Sunday, right?
apparently this has been discussed already, and I'll have to figure out what power to attach it to. Because I think it speaks so beautifully to hope, right? I mean, and the people singing that were enslaved, and they really struggled to have hope. So when we were researching music for today, one of the songs that didn't make the cut, but it had a really cool line in it, was about hope. And they used an acronym for hope, HOPE, that really struck me, and it was Hold On, Pain Ends. That's a talk, isn't it? Okay. All right, I'll put that on the list too. All right, so today we are looking at the power of strength in our movie. Some of you came out last night to watch it with us. It's just an absolutely amazing movie. I think you were saying that it was mesmerizing. Yes, it was just, you just could not stop watching it, even to go get more popcorn. I mean, but it was mesmerizing in that quiet, powerful way. No explosions, no guns, right? no violence, no villains. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's talk about strength first, and then we'll see how the movie applies. So strength is often seen as physical strength or physical force, and that is true. It is important in embracing a holistic lifestyle that we don't eliminate physical strength as part of strength. But true strength, the strength that demonstrates as our power, is quiet. It's that inner confidence. It's non-resistance. It's the ability to keep our center. Right? That's the strength that we're talking about. Strength finds that balance between thinking and feeling, between our intellect and our intuition. We could say it's that balance that we find when we connect our head to our heart. So we're not saying that one is better than the other. We're acknowledging that they're both so important. It's the strength that we read about in Isaiah 30, which is so beautiful. For thus said the Lord God, in returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and in trust, or confidence, sometimes that word trust is interpreted as, or translated as confidence. So in quietness and in trust shall be your strength. So strength is patient. It's a sense of this calm, centered endurance. Another way of looking at strength is it is persistent courage. And that's one of the reasons I chose this movie, which we'll talk about in a minute. So we've all had that experience. Remember last week, the clip that we showed from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade of Indy taking that breath before he stepped out. He was terrified, but he did it anyway. So this is strength demonstrating as courage. So the disciple for strength is Andrew. And Charles Fillmore, as he was choosing the disciples to represent the different powers, frequently chose brothers. And this is an example of that. So Peter was our disciple for faith, and Andrew is the disciple for brothers. And in Greek, the meaning of Andrew is literally strong man. So Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of the Unity Movement, recognized that faith and strength have to go together. That faith and strength help us to see that bigger picture, to see beyond ourselves and to meet our challenges. So it took both faith and strength for Indy to step off that cliff. And we're going to see that it took Burt Monroe faith and strength to meet his incredible goal. So, it's really easy to practice our principles when things are going well, isn't it? When life is sweet, everything's just flowing, it's so easy to believe that God is good. So what happens when things aren't flowing? Right? What happens when things get difficult or challenging? That's the time when we need the power of faith and strength working together in harmony. That's when we actually have the opportunity to practice what we say we believe. Not when it's easy, but when it's hard. The prayer chaplains are very aware of Reverend Annette Mises. She said to us over and over again in our very first prayer chaplain training, you practice when it's easy. And how do we finish that? So it's easier when it gets hard. Right? You practice when it's easy. So the power of strength, now I'm not going to talk about this with every power, because some of it I really just think people made up. But I do like that every power is associated with a body part. And the power of strength, I actually think, is really appropriate. It's associated with the lower back or the spine. So think about this. A healthy spine is strong enough and firm enough to hold us erect. But it's flexible enough, hopefully, to allow us to bend and to move. It's both firm and flexible. So that's strength. So true strength is grounded and firm in principle, and it's also flexible in the demonstration of principle. So back to Isaiah. In returning and rest you shall be saved, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. So what are we returning to? What do we have trust in? We talked about this last week. See how faith and strength go together, right? Last week we were asked, if you want to know what you have faith in, look at your life, right? So when we need strength, what are we trusting in? Well, the clue is in the scripture. We go into the silence. We go into the quiet. We tap into that place where our head and our heart connect, where our intellect and our gut connect. We go within. We tap into that inner wisdom. Okay, so your sci-fi reference for the morning actually does not come from either Star Trek or Star Wars. I know, wow, and the people gasped. I'm just saying, nope, it comes from Dune. Yes. Hey, I am a multi-sci-fi fan, okay? Is that So Dune was written by Frank Herbert, for those of you not familiar with it. But I love this. It was actually a mantra that they would say over and over again. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing, and only I will remain. So you notice we don't ignore the fear. We don't pretend the fear isn't there. We face the fear. We allow it to pass through us and pass over us, knowing that when the fear is gone, we will remain. Do you sometimes feel like the fear is just going to overwhelm you? It's going to take you over? You're always going to be afraid? When we're in that fear, that's how it can feel. But the truth is, if we allow the fear to flow through us, we're still remaining when it's gone. Who we are is still there. So strength also supports us in doing the difficult things. If you've ever taken my leadership training, I love this book called by Mary Beth Jones called Jesus CEO, and it's a collection of kind of little stories and teachings around how she interpreted Jesus being a powerful CEO. Okay, and so this one is called "He Did the Difficult Things." One definition of a professional is a person who does things even when she or he does not feel like doing them. Anybody relate? In other words, a professional is not blown about by the winds of the moment. Professionals stay focused on the successful accomplishment of their mission, and they do the difficult things. Many charismatic and popular leaders get into trouble when they cease doing the difficult things in order to win approval or to be liked. Politicians who depend on opinion polls to determine their actions do not last very long as leaders. This was written almost 20 years ago. I'm just saying. Unfortunately, if you run your management program based on opinion polls or popularity contests, you will not last long as a leader either. The tendency of the masses is towards mediocrity, said Aldous Huxley, which I think is a little cynical, but we're going to go with it. And opinion polls are a very poor source of vision. Failing to do the difficult thing eventually will get you into trouble. Maintaining that connection with your own inner knowing is so important. Doing the difficult thing means not letting public opinion sway you from what your heart, gut, spirit, or instinct is telling you. Peter tried to stop Jesus from going to Jerusalem. He sensed danger there, and he was right. However, Jesus knew it was part of a larger plan. So he set his face towards Jerusalem even knowing the consequences. It must have been difficult for Jesus to say no to people. The whole essence of his being seemed to say yes. But he did say no. He said no to the ambitious young man who wanted to follow him. He said no to his mother when she was trying to interrupt his teaching. He said no to temptations in the wilderness. He said no at times to himself. No, I will not run from this. I will drink the cup that is placed before me. Jesus did the difficult things. So he could do the difficult things because he had strength. He had that calm confidence that comes from being connected to his source. Remember Abraham Lincoln saying, you can't please all the people all the time? Good leaders know that. The other thing that Jesus did that was such a powerful example of demonstrating strength is when faced with difficult actions or decisions or something he didn't want to do, he got quiet. He went into the silence. Throughout the pages of the Gospels, we see Jesus going off by himself to return to himself, to restore his strength, to quiet his mind. I think today he would turn off his phone, his computer, and the television. Right? So that brings us to the movie. This is called The World's Fastest Indian, the Indian being a motorcycle. The movie stars Anthony Hopkins and a whole host of amazing actors, and it chronicles the passion of Burt Munro, who is a New Zealander. And when the movie opens, we see him living in a cinder block hut. So Ken and I actually had looked up the biography of this man, and it's fascinating. You just go home, Google Burt Munro, and then maybe Indian. He was an eccentric, brilliant, focused, dedicated man. But what the movie really highlights is his passion and his strength. So most of the movie, so about half the movie is exposition, but then the whole second half is all about his journey from New Zealand to Utah, and most specifically, the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. Apparently, it is a place on the planet where land speed records are regularly created and then beaten. There's something about the salt flats that allows vehicles, land vehicles, to go very, very quickly. So before he made that journey, he was already famous in Australia and New Zealand. And they kind of touch on this in the movie, but you really see it when you check out his actual autobiography. So he was already very successful, right? But his dream was to take his 4-decade-old Indian to Utah and to see how fast he could go on the fastest place on earth. So even though by any other standards, he had already achieved so much, he wanted more. So his neighbors were not exactly appreciative of his eccentricities. And if you've seen the movie, you will understand. And of his early morning revving up, right? 5 a.m., he's out there revving up. But Burt has made really good friends with his little their little boy, who kind of hero worships him. So he goes over, and you can see how close they are, because the little boy goes in and just starts making tea, and knows where the cookies are, and watches Burt make his next set of pistons. So his neighbors do not really understand him, which I think is interesting when you know the background, that they know how famous he is, but they still get really annoyed with some of his more interesting habits. For instance, every morning he goes out and he pees on his lemon tree because he says it's good fertilizer, and he believes in recycling everything. So that is our shout out to Earth Day today. right? So, of course, the little boy just thinks this is the best and the weirdest thing ever, right? When his neighbor complained about his grass being too high, because, he's really hyper-focused on his motorcycle, so it doesn't occur to him, like, to clean his hut or to mow his yard. And so when his neighbor complained about the grass being too high, Bert just went out, dumped a bunch of gasoline on it, and lit it up. He thought he was being a good neighbor, right up until the fire trucks came to put it out. So in one of the opening scenes of the movie, you see this shelf that you see up here that says "Offerings to the God of Speed." And I was really proud of myself because my dad and my husband are both gearheads. And I knew that those were pistons, right? Those are a whole bunch of pistons. And so there's another scene where you see him melting down metal. And he says, "Oh, a little bit of Chevy and a little bit of Ford." And he puts it in. There's something about the Ford, the titanium, that makes it a better piston, right? And so you see him, again, this is part of strength. It's persistence. That piston failed, I'll make another one. I'll tweak it. And all those shelves are all the pistons that failed. Look at how many times he failed as he was breaking all of these records. So now we're up to the part where he's trying to get from New Zealand, and this is 1967, to Los Angeles so that he can then drive his motorcycle to Utah. And so one of the things I love about this movie, and I alluded to it earlier, is that there aren't really any villains in this movie, right? There's no melodrama in this movie. Now, there's drama. I mean, there are things that go wrong all the way through his journey, but there's no melodrama about it, right? Now, there are some humans that behave badly, right? But they're not villains. They're just humans that do something that was like inappropriate or unkind, like the flower child who grabs a $10 bill out of his wallet, right? Or the cabbie who's a little cranky with him when he first lands in Los Angeles. Because think of this, he lives in the boonies of New Zealand, and he lands at the port of Los Angeles. Yeah, so he was like looking at all this stuff going, whoa, this is like, I feel like I'm in a whole other world. But rather than be intimidated by that or frightened by that, he embraces it. None of what the bad things that happen, they don't slow him down. He just takes it in stride. And in fact, he laughs about it. Like everything that might stop us in our tracks, he kind of just shrugs and laughs. And it's like, well, how can I fix this? When he needs a car and he can't afford it, he makes a deal with the car dealer. I'll pay you $200 for this car, and then you're going to let me work in your garage. Right? And the guy says, sure. And he helps him. He stays up till 3 a.m. in the garage, helping him build a cart because he asks for help. He lands in this sweet little hotel in California, and the person at the welcome desk, as he's checking in, just was endeared to Bert instantly, and Bert just loved her, even when he found out that she was a he. Over breakfast, right? And there's a really just a lovely scene where Bert, when she tells him that she's a he, and Bert went, oh, okay, and then proceeds to order breakfast, right? And so she helps him. She takes him to Customs. She gives him a room super cheap. She gives her her phone number saying, if you need any help, call me. And at the very end, as he's leaving, she leans in the window and she kisses him goodbye. And when she gets her head out of the window, he looks at her and with this huge grin on his face, and he said, guess it's a good thing I think you're a woman. Right? No drama, no horror, no nothing. Just, yeah, that was a good kiss, right? So he also encounters on his journeys a Native American. This is when the wheel has fallen off of the cart that he made, and he's tied a log to get off the road. And he runs into a Native American guy in a truck who is helping him. And at some point, I don't know, maybe this is like a older guy conversation, their prostates come up in the conversation. And, right? Yep. And so, whatever. And so, as he's leaving the next morning, because they put him up that night, everybody puts him up, right? Everybody just is endeared to Bert. He hands him a good luck amulet, and he also hands him a little pouch of a Native American remedy for prostate issues as he drives away. Then he finds a woman, because then he needs to find somebody who has welding equipment. So as he's driving along, he happens to see, again, way out in the boonies. We don't know if he's in California, Nevada, Utah, wherever he is. And he sees a woman, and he sees an old pickup truck, and he sees what looks like equipment on the properties. Sure enough, this widow had welding equipment. And so he pulls in, this complete stranger, and he knocks on the door. And he says, can I use your welding equipment? And she says, sure. Turns out she knows how to weld, so she spends the day helping him repair his little cart. And then she takes him over and she shows him the graveyard of her husband and, comments on how lonely it's been. And then asks him very sweetly, do you know where you're sleeping tonight? Next morning, we see where he slept that night, right? So again, she gives him her phone number and says, please stop here on your way back because I could always use a little cuddle. Right? Yes, I know. So then he gets to Bonnieville and he meets an American competitor. Again, you're kind of thinking, oh, he's going to get there. You just keep waiting for something to stop him. I know that's kind of a weird thing, but we're also kind of waiting for him to die. Here's why, not because we're terrible people, but because he has a heart condition. And throughout the entire movie, he's popping nitros while he's racing these motorcycles. And we keep thinking every scene we think this is the scene. He's going to die. It's going to have a sad ending, right? No. So he meets an American because he's sleeping in his car on the flats because he's running out of money. One really sweet thing that happened in New Zealand was a car club and a motorcycle club helped him to raise money for the trip because you can imagine it was really expensive. The bank let him take out a second mortgage on his little hut, even though it was worth nothing, because they wanted to help him. Sometimes strength is asking for help. And Bert had absolutely no trouble asking for help. And people, it turns out, loved helping him. Ken took a course years ago where we learned something that we both have never forgotten. And it was something the trainer said. He said, if you want to make a friend, ask someone for a favor. Because what does it mean when we ask someone for a favor? It means we trust them. It means we think, you can help me. Right? Think of how good it feels when we help someone. Well, people enjoy helping us. So Bert just forms these incredible relationships with everyone that he meets. And I think part of it is that he's so passionate. And people are attracted to that passion, right? They become as invested in his dream as he is, right? They get invested in his passion. So there weren't any villains, and that's very true, but there are tons of obstacles. And yet every time Bert gets to an obstacle, he finds a way to overcome it. He does not make excuses. He could have given up at any time during his visit to the United States. He could have just said, this is too much, I can't do it. But he didn't. So strength is not letting, it's not that the obstacles stop us, guys. It's what we make the obstacles mean. It's the excuses we create for why that obstacle is now going to stop us. We don't have enough time, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough energy, we don't have enough fill in the blank. He could have given up at any time. He was old. One of the things that happened when he got to Bonneville was that he was supposed to have registered for the race, and he didn't know that. And so they weren't going to let him race. He came all the way from New Zealand, had overcome everything. It was the only time in the entire movie where he got upset. And even then, he didn't give up. He called on the friends that he had made since he got there, and he said, could you please convince them to let me run? And they did. But not before they told him he was too old. They did. They looked right at him and said, you're too old. We can't risk you racing. Your bike is too old. We can't risk your bike racing. Now, one of the funniest parts of the movie was toward the end when they obviously allowed him to race, and he got out 2 nitros. Of course, then the judges were completely freaking out. They were like, when were you going to tell us that you have a heart condition? And they said, and you can't take 2 of those. He said, oh, I'm not. He popped one in his mouth, and he popped one in the gas tank. So that was the point where I kind of went, right? Bert didn't give up. So we're going to show you a clip. And we were going to show you a shorter clip, and then Ken said, no, you have to show the whole clip. It's so brilliant. So we're going to show you a clip, and if you guys want to turn off all the lights, that would be great. And then we'll finish up Bert Munro.
What are you laughing at? And what? What are you laughing at? I'm on my way.
Dad says to call us collect.
What?
Dad says to call us collect.
That's nice of him.
Tell us how you get on.
All right. Thank you.
That's our phone number. Do you think you'll break the record?
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
Dad doesn't think you can do it.
Oh. Is that what he said?
He says everyone thinks that,
Oh, well.
except me.
Ah, you're good. Good boy, Tom. Yeah. I'll tell you something, son. If you don't follow through on your dreams, you might as well be a vegetable.
What type of vegetable?
I don't know. A cabbage. Yeah. A cabbage. Yeah, don't lose it, will you?
Promise I'll look after it.
Right. So keep an eye on the place for me, won't you, Tom? And, don't forget to feed the fowls.
That's my job.
Yeah, and, you can give the eggs to Mum, and what else is there? Oh, yes, you can pee on my lemon tree for me if you like, while I'm away. And, well, there's nothing wrong in peeing on your lemon tree. As Confucius used to say, it's the best natural fertilizer in the world, you know?
Who's Confucius?
Oh, he's a bloke who lives up in Dunedin. Well, thanks for your help, chaps.
Good luck, Bert.
Thanks, Jeff.
You show 'em over there in the States, Bert.
I will.
Take it easy, Bert.
That's not one of the things I'm planning on doing, George. Cheerio, love.
Good luck.
Cheerio, my friend. If you don't go when you want to go, when you do go, you'll find you've gone. I'll see you.
See you, Bert.
Bye, Bert. Good luck.
Cheerio! See you, Bert.
Look at that.
Well, friend, I'm finally on my way. You know, I thought some more of the blokes from the club would have dropped by to see me off.
Well, they probably had to work today.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, young Tom tells me no one thinks I can do it. Do you think I can do it, Fran?
Oh, I don't know, Bert. I don't think it really matters one way or the other.
Yeah. You know, I read something once years ago, and I learned it off by heart. It was Theodore Roosevelt said it. He said it's not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. Yeah. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena.
Wind your window down! Down!
What?
Some beer money!
What?
Some beer money!
I don't drink.
And good luck! You go well.
Thanks, mate.
You show 'em Kiwis can fly, huh?
Yeah, I'll bring you back the Statue of Liberty. Good on you, mate. Thanks a lot.
Really sweet about that scene is that the motorcycle gang that you see giving him the money had previously kind of hassled him, and they had challenged him to a race that he was beating them on the beach until his tires slid out and he lost, and so he lost $100 to them that day. So what we presume is that the money they're handing back to him and saying good luck is the $100 they won off of him that day. So I just wanted to share with you the full quote by Teddy Roosevelt that he started. "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends themselves in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if they fail, at least fail while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." So Brené Brown used that as the basis for her book very greatly, and she expands on it. She says, "When we spend our lives waiting until we're perfect or bulletproof before we walk into the arena, we ultimately sacrifice relationships and opportunities that may not be recoverable. We squander our precious time, and we turn our backs on our gifts, those unique contributions that only we can make. Perfect and bulletproof are seductive, but they don't exist in the human experience." So strength is clarity, courage, and persistence. Samuel Ullman said, "Nobody grows old merely by a number of years. We grow old by deserting our ideals. Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul." So Bert knew that. He knew that it took strength to reach our goals. So spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, Bert Munro broke the land speed record that year for the 61 cubic inch motorcycle in 1967. He was 68 years old, popping nitros through the entire movie, and his bike was 47 years old. All the way through the movie, I just kept waiting for him to die, but he didn't. He went back to Bonnyville 9 times and broke 3 more land speed records. So his body may have been wrinkled, but his soul was not. He was in the arena, he was sweaty, he was bloody, he was dusty, and he was old. But he had faith and strength, and he broke his own record 3 more times. So let's take Bert into meditation.
Lately I've been noticing how much I've been blessed with people loving, peace of mind and happiness. It makes me want to pass along this love I've received as a way of giving thanks for what's been given to me. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love, and I'm ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I used to have a lust for more that bordered on greed, till I looked around and saw that I have more than I need. I thought I had to have it all before I could share, till I realized what's mine to give has always been there. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love, and I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Well, I may not make a difference that the whole world can see, but if I can show more kindness, that's what matters to me. I'm changing on the outside, finding gray in my hair, but the difference on the inside is that I don't care. I'm losing my desire to be what I'm not. And I've got what I want now that I want what I got. I got a strong heart. I've got a strong love. And I'm ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in.
Within, demonstrating the power of strength by getting quiet, by sinking deep down inside, where that still small voice of wisdom can be heard. And in that place, we have the faith and the strength and the courage to notice where obstacles have stopped us. To notice where the old familiar excuses have turned us around, have prevented us from using those many gifts that we've been given, where they've stopped us from trying something new or doing something that takes courage and strength, where our fear of not doing it perfectly stops us from even trying. And so we look to Burt Munro. And while we admire his passion and his dedication and his many, many records, we also have to admire his strength, his clarity of purpose, his persistence, and his passion. He didn't let his obstacles slow him down or turn him around. He didn't allow them to become excuses or reasons why he couldn't. He used them to get to the next step on his journey. And he kept taking those steps with quiet, sometimes even gleeful assurance that the goal was just within his reach. And so we ask ourselves, what is stopping us? Is there an old story or a fear that we have not allowed to pass through us? Is there a belief? What's holding us back? And so I invite us to ask that question both as individuals and as community. Where else can we give? Where can we take that first step, knowing that the bridge will appear, knowing that people will appear to help us get to the flats? Knowing that our gifts can make a difference.
I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love. And I'm ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I love you guys.
Amen. And sometimes strength is moved to tears. So it's a perfect segue into thanking you so much for your many gifts of time, talent, and treasure in support of this community and the very important work that we are doing. We have some really great updates to share with you at the Hug meeting about our efforts to increase our community outreach. If you build it, they will come, and we now have so many opportunities to partner with other organizations and to get out into the community. So please do come to the Hug meeting, and your gifts Your donations make that possible because you're keeping us here in this community that we serve. So thank you so very much.
We had lots of music, didn't we?
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. But there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, those chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. And I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep growing, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Oh, it's the climb. Keep on moving, keep climbing, keep the faith, baby. It's all about the climb. Keep the faith, keep your faith. Whoa,
I feel like that song was written for this power. right? And the power with which you guys did it was amazing. All right, let's stand and share in our unity blessing. I know, right? Yeah, this is stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. Okay. It's not even football season yet. Look, I'm already cheering. All right, together we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. And let's share in our extinguishment statement. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Now, you guys did great with I've Got the Power last week. We have the chorus down. We're working on the verses, okay? Ready?
I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power, there's nothing I can do. I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me.
Every day I'm wasting my time thinking that someone else is gonna do it all for me. I've got to get up, get out, get it, just get started. Take one step towards my destiny. I'll define my direction with clear-cut intention. Declare what I will be, and then watch it come to me. I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power, there's nothing I can't do. I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me. There are days when I feel that I'm just no good. Days when I don't even want to try. But when I stop, look and listen and surrender, I hear a voice of truth I cannot deny. It says, you know you can do it, just get down to it. Have faith in yourself and the will to see it through. I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power, there's nothing I can't do. I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me. In those times when I feel so frightened and it seems like I just can't go on, I've got to look deep inside, 'cause that's where I find the power, the power, the power inside of me. I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power, there's nothing I can't do. I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me.
Woo! The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Go forth this week in your power of strength. You can do it. There's nothing you can't do. Karen Drucker says so. So please join us downstairs for fellowship and for our hug meeting. And if you're signed up for Unity 101, I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye, our YouTube and Facebook friends. We love you so much. Have a wonderful week. Yes. Oh, that's awesome.